I was gonna go to bed. Why I need to record the church announcement? I said, okay. It's currently 11:22, and I was like, just do it. I don't even feel like ironing no clothes. It's all the things. And I feel like it's gonna take me more than one take because we're trying to do a spin on the blood drive. And the churchy part of me wants to be like, you know, the power of the blood. We need you. We need you. We need your blood. And I'm like, Brittany, this is not gonna work the way you want it to go. So yeah, let's just be like, we have a goal. I need you. Oh, then I was like, oh, wait, do you know your blood type? Because I just found mine. I'm like, Brittany, how are you about to go? No. Because I wish that I could give the singing part of Brittany that can't sing in the church announcement. But baby, what y'all ain't finna do is talk about me at the church house. Because I promise you I would bust out with, there is power, wonder working power. Will you come and give blood on? We need 50 units. We can make this happen. And finish singing. Oh my gosh, Brittany, get it together. Okay. Okay, the colors are mustard again and burgundy or gray. I don't think I have anything gray. Oh, I could pull a sweater. Be like, girl, did you really just put back on what you wore Sunday? And did. I do have a burgundy dress. It might be off the shoulder though. Like I intentionally had to go back to the studio because I ended up using the Mother's Day backdrop last week. I was like, Brittany, it is fall and you got these springtime flowers up here. So I swung by the studio to pick up just the plain arch wall. But now I need to go set all of this up in the living room. Mood is like, Lord, I need a boost of energy. There is power, Brittany. What if I could find some royalty? Shut up, Brittany. Just let it be. The blood. I mean, it's communion. Why not? I know it was the blood. See, we have so many song options. Okay. Do we do communion before the announcement? No. Sit down, little girl. Sit down. Okay. 11:30. And the club is jumping. Okay. Let's do it. You ready? I'm not. Brittany, just do it. See, then I need to go back to the car. I need to get my steamer because I was ready. I was ready to steam the backdrop today. I brought the TikTok one. Here's the only thing I don't like about my TikTok one. That's not the word. What's the word? Efficiency? Efficacy? Efficiency? It works well. It works well. The water cup, though. Bruh. I know I threw that cup in the trash. It was sitting on the corner of the desk, and I know I pushed it. And I know it went into the trash can. And I know I emptied the trash for trash day on Monday. Okay, whatever. It doesn't hold that much water. That's my only downfall. But I do like how well it works. Efficacy, efficiency. Neither one of them is the right word. I don't. Oh my gosh. I quit. Oh, I was right.
Efficacy.
Okay. Wait, one more time.
Efficacy.
Efficacy. It be sounding like I be trying to cuss.
Efficacy.
Efficacy. Okay, cool beans. So I was right. It's time for me to go to bed because I didn't hit my point where everything is funny. I got to get it together because I am not trying to do 13 texts of announcements today. Father God, in the name of Jesus, help. Amen. Oh, there I go. Rolling a contact. Look, girl. I see it. Oh, I see it. I thought I saw it. Girl, I know I see it. And I do. You're going right back in, so chill out. And this is why I don't want to do this tonight. This actually doesn't look bad on camera. I didn't like how it looked on um in the mirror. And then I put a jacket on and I felt like somebody's grandma. And so I'm about to do this hot dress. But also, oh y'all can't even see. It's the clothes behind. Actually, before I even do anything else, let me just put these back up. Because this is where my downfall happens. This is also why I can't pick clothes out Sunday morning. It got to be picked the night before because we're not about to waste this time and then I'm late for something else. We're going to get it done. What's going to work? Teamwork. It's just me and Jesus. That's all I need. Hey, amen. Somebody's grandmother. No, ma'am. Let me tell you, every bit of motivation is out of here. Like, out of here. I even put on a podcast while I was setting up. Set up, done. Now I need to figure out my wording for the blood drive. But I really think it's about to just tell them our goal, tell them where to sign up, and let it be. Because otherwise I'm going to bust out singing. I have 4 other promo codes, Jesus. I have 4 other announcements, and we're about to make it happen. Please let my iPad be charged. Oh, baby, 60 will get me through. How many takes? I feel like I can do it in 3. Help me, Lord. One for the Father, one for the Son, and one for the Holy Spirit. Golly. All right, let's do this thing. I'll pick y'all up in a minute. 4 takes, but then what I realized is I have full screen graphics for 4 things. I was like, Brittany, why are you trying to remember? So yeah, but it got done. It's currently 1 o'clock. I'm gonna break all of this down, go take a shower, go to bed. We're gonna start fresh tomorrow. I ain't got an early morning though. That's what I'm happy about. So, but we got work to do. What's gonna work? Teamwork. But actually, we need to turn in pictures. This sweater is so hot. I don't think I'm gonna make a 12 o'clock turnaround. They may have to get these on Monday. Maybe so. I think so. That just doesn't seem. But actually, the pictures don't need much editing. We'll see. We'll see. I can go to bed by 2. Be up by 8. I could possibly turn around images before 12 o'clock. I think. I don't know. Maybe so though. Who knows? But guess what? 2 more days until 365 days on YouTube. I'm getting more excited as it like gets closer. And then there's this dread of like, dread is not the right word. Then it's the thing of like, what's next? And I don't know. I really don't. Because it's like, you're not going to just do all of this and stop. Because the reality of it is, once you clear that year, everything from the beginning drops off. And I didn't make my numbers, nor did I make my watch hours. So as like more time goes on, if you don't post nothing, you're about to lose the rest of this. So it's not like I'm going to stop posting. Why are we talking about this when you need to be going to bed? Good night. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Baby, I'm tired. Truth is, I'm tired. I need to go pick up order forms. But I needed to put a spin in my day. So I'm not going to make my deadline to have them submitted by 12 because I need to grab them at 12. So it'll be all right. I'm trying to figure out why. And I know we started the holiday rush. I ordered shirts on Friday. They just got delivered today. I used to get my stuff like next day, and it's coming from Dallas. I used to get my stuff the next day, and y'all added a surcharge. Oh yeah, I mean yes, it's $1, but still, y'all added a $1 surcharge to get my stuff to me later. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. And I'm like, Brittany, you just need to get it all together. I think this will make me remove items from the website that I can't get locally. Like, yes, I may end up paying $5 extra for it locally, but I like to turn around my orders within 2 days. And if I'm waiting 7 days for 6 days for a shirt, then I got to get to them. I'm like, this sucks. But I'm like, okay, so we finna get all of this done. Y'all, I'm tripping because my flowers only last me like 7 to 10 days is an average. Yeah, it's an average day. I got a set of flowers that look like my Lego flowers, and I put them in front. And I was like, I passed by. I was like, these flowers look like they were brand new. I said, let me find out. I need to put you by something that ain't real for you to be like, let me keep shining. Baby, I'm like, how y'all know? Because the flowers behind y'all are not real at all. And yet, these have been some of my longest lasting flowers ever. And I'm just like, okay, I see. Okay, sometimes you just need a little motivation. Let me be your motivation. So yeah, we're about to get this done. I have test shoots this evening. Oh, I need to drop my girl a prayer real quick before the day start moving. And I want to have this conversation so bad, but it's too close to home. So we're just gonna leave that thing right there. But I realized that as much as I want to be for more people than I am, I won't be. I'm gonna be like, oh, here she goes speaking her mind. She is. It's me. And I think it's tough for me because I'm coming in young. If I had a little bit more age on me, I think I could say it and they'd be like, oh, okay. I'd be like, that's just that baby. She ain't lived life just yet. Keep living. Can we chop it up while I edit? Um, First of all, I got upset because my renewal of everything for Brittany Unfolding hit today. And I was like, what is this for? Forgot that it was the website and the domain. And then it was just that moment of what did it cost you to get to this point? And are you willing to pay that cost plus more to keep going? And I was like, ultimately, yeah, I will. It's gonna come back around. I think in real time and real emotion and real thoughts, it's like this don't feel worth it at all. And then there's moments where you remember the conversation, you remember the hope, you remember the joy, you remember how the Lord moved, and you're like, okay, cool. Go ahead, pay it, hush, do it. Or either don't do it and cancel everything that needs to be canceled and go on and do whatever you're finna do next. But it was just that moment of like, okay, here we go. But see, this is also the conversation that I was having with somebody. She was like, how you do stuff and how I do some stuff are totally different. And I was like, I get it. I came in with the thought and the intention of being like, if anything were to pop off, I'm going to be ready. To be ready costs you something. This was my time. This was my money. I was about to say time on multiple levels. It's the recording, it's the editing, it's the posting, it's trying to stay up with content while all trying to do something else. And it's just like, what are you willing to do? And I keep hearing that more and more from other people doing content. But it's like at some point, you gotta figure out if you're going to keep going. And because I don't question that part about, I know the Lord was like, you ain't go through this just for you. So, okay. And so I have to be okay with this. We got a new subscriber last night and I was like, okay, Lord, this feels real good to hit 450. And I was like, only he can hit me 50 in 2 days. That's the realization. I know that I can't because I've tried. But then it was like, are you going to quit because of you not hitting one goal? No, I'm not. That I'm not. And even with me being like, okay, what's next? You're going to keep doing what you've been doing. You just may not post as much. You may take more moments, but the camera will still be around. The conversations will still be had. I don't feel the pressure. Oh, wait, no, I got to do a whole nother video on this one. I had ChatGPT read me. And when I tell you it was so spot on, I was like, break it out my business. But because of how spot on, it just be like, dang, that really is me. I really am like this. And there was one point about consistency. It's like, no, you've made that goal. You have achieved that. Now, what are you about to do next? I was like, good question. Really, really good question. And see, for me, it's just like, okay, well, if you did that here, then challenge yourself in another way. Because just like you didn't think you were going to make it back, not like that. Just like you didn't think you were going to make a full year of doing something like this that was labor intensive. Here you are. And so it's like, what are you going to put that towards next? I'm like, how can I apply this toward the business? It's all the things. And so I'm just like, all right, how we finna move? That I don't know, but let's move. Let's do it. I can no longer be like, well, I guess I could. The badge that I used to wear and almost wear it proud was, oh, I can start something, but I don't finish it. It's like you need to take that badge off. You can start something and you can finish it if you want to. Now, your reason behind it is a whole nother conversation, but it's legit, like legit. So I'm just like, okay. But what I wanted to also talk about while I did this was, man, I finished both books. This was my first time. I think I said this. I hadn't heard of Joel Tudman until 2 months popped off at the church on social media. That was my first time. And so then to hear him speak like this. And I remember seeing his name pop up on Potter's House stuff, but I never clicked on it. Like if it wasn't Sarah, I wasn't tapping in. But I have this thing of like where somebody can give some good content and I'm going back and like finding stuff. So my watch list is him right this moment. But I've been watching him on this podcast tour and for the books. And I finished both books. Two completely different, what's the word? Point of views. I guess I'm going to use two completely different point of views. But both of them had so many interlocking levels, lines, perspectives that I was just like, this is a lot. But it was also needed. And it was more so needed, in my opinion, because of it being Black men writing these books. Because Kev's book came from a perspective of all of the things that he failed at gave him this successful failure. They're coming from a perspective of mental health, the fight to find you in order for you to grow. And both of them came in a unique way. Joel more so from the church, face forward, I can present well, mask on, this is who I am, but I don't know who I am, versus belief, which he's using Glenn in his book, but I always call him Belief from social media. He is coming from the aspect of never wanting to be a father because of the fatherhood experience, and yet you have a whole channel called Belief in Fatherhood, showing how fathers navigate and even his perspective on being the example now and shining a light on fatherhood. It's just like, this is a beautiful thing to see Joel be at this place of saying how he really feels, knowing that it's not always a safe place for a man to say these things. It's just like, bruh, okay. I got mad kudos for both of them. And I'm glad that they both took the time to put their words to paper, because you could feel the labor of love in both books. And I'm just like, this is good. And I'm like, I'm that person that wants to share, but I also know most of the men in my life aren't readers like that. And so it's like, do I get it with the intention or the hopes that they read? I don't know. That I don't know. But they were so good to me that I'm just like, this will help somebody. And see, most of my cousins are girls. And they are. But I'm like, I want to bless somebody with this one, because both of them were good. Joel's The Fight to Find Yourself, and Belief is Father Yourself First. I enjoy both of them very much. Very, very much. I really think y'all are about to fall. Like, y'all sticky is just pulled about that much. But we'll see. I got this hand ready to catch y'all. So, can we talk about yoga? I feel like I've mentioned it before, but I did not go into detail. Brenda Palmer was the first person to mention how yoga isn't right for Christians. And I'm listening to another podcast and she mentions it. And then somebody else mentioned it on a different podcast. And I was like, is there any way for us to separate the movement to the ancient God that yoga is tied to? Mind you, I'm saying all of this out of ignorance of yoga. I've never felt like I could do yoga because of my size. Even when I was doing, hold on, I feel like I got a pull on me. Maybe it's just me and my foot on the pedal. Okay. I got the thing on. I have the cruise control set, and so I'm trying to speed it up. It's trying to slow me down. That's why I was like, it feels like my car is holding me back. That's what that was. Maybe I was like, we're about to swerve to the dealership is what we're about to do. But I don't know the history or any of that. I just know there was yoga done on P90X that I did before. But like I said, I always feel like I struggle, so I had never been to a yoga class, like any of that. I knew that we focused on breath work. I don't even know what the poses are tied to, all of that. So I'm just like, I don't have a clue. But I was like, is there a way for us to separate the pose with the what it's tied to? That's my real question. Because then does this also go back to what is your personal conviction when it comes to these things? Because I can tell you now, ain't nothing like a good stretch. And I'm just like, can I do this stretch without it being a stretch to this God? Like, I don't even know if I have the right language for this conversation right now, because I don't have the knowledge of this. I'm just saying, can yoga poses be done in the name of Jesus? That's the real question. I'm going to have to research this some more, Because I was like, you typically don't see yoga classes in church. And is this why? I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Are falling, but there's a such thing as holy yoga. It's separating the Hinduism from the posing of the stretching and the breathing. Okay. I feel like I just deep dived into something I don't even know if I'm ready. I don't even know if I'm ready. Because logistically, I just want the stretches. But like in holy yoga, they're tying the music into the stretch versus, what do they call? Is it a mantra? I feel like it should be a mantra. Versus a mantra, they're going scripture. I'm like, the way we be praying, breathing through our prayers, can't this be the same thing? And I tie a stretch to the breath. I don't know. I think I really do. I don't know. I'm learning. Here we are unfolding something else. Because I think because I've experienced the power of a stretch and the power of your breath work, it then is like, oh, okay, how can I get this without getting their God aspect of it? I don't know. I don't. But we're gonna keep learning, keep reading. All I know is that once you see me this TikTok, that's what my TikTok feed looked like, and I was like, I didn't want to deep dive like this, but that's what TikTok does for you. I was about to apologize for my conversation today, but we're not going to do that because why? This is why we're here. Because who just said it? Shonda just said it about you get information and then you give that information that you received away. And this is what this is. And that was freeing to hear. Because that's just me. I can be a student of life and enjoy every single moment of it because I want to have that in my memory bank when time comes. Told y'all I was deep diving into Joel. I'm listening to his interview with Anthony O'Neill and the brother to brother conversation. And this is why I say this book is needed for a time like this because our men are struggling and don't have that safe place to say it. I'm just peeking in on these conversations between Joel's conversation with AO and his conversation with Tim Ross. Both interviews are great. I would definitely say check them both out if you are a podcast type person. Just the genuine flow of both of the conversations was amazing. But what AO just said at the end of this interview was when he got healthier mentally, it made him check in with his people on a different level. And this takes me right back to Tuesday's conversation. How I heard it versus how it was said was completely different. But now that I'm at this place, I want to make sure that my people are well. I want to make sure that my people know, hey, I'm here if you need me. I don't care what I'm going through. The purpose of us being in community with each other is to hold each other up. We know that life will life. Sometimes my issues may feel heavier than your issues, but it's like, no, say something. And the other part of this whole conversation is that when you are struggling, you have to tell somebody. It's easy to walk by yourself in the moments where you're struggling, but those are also the moments where the enemy can attack you from any side because you're walking by yourself. I think this is also why I get frustrated when I'm like, how are you? When I ask the question, how are you? And it's the general like I'm somebody else. And AO just said that. He was like, I could be in a workout session and every time I come in, he's like, how are you? He'd be like, oh, I'm just lifting. No, how are you? I need to know how you are, how you're handling the world, how you're navigating life. Life is hard. And when you have somebody who is willing to walk with you and have somebody who's willing to sit with you and to go along the journey with you, be honest with them. Because one of my current battles with a friend, it's like I feel like I have to pull everything out of you. And there's moments that my heaviness isn't even alerting me that, hey, you're not right. And then I'm beating myself up because you're having a bad day, but you didn't tell me, but you wanted me to pay attention to something being different in our normal. And it's just like, I need you. That's why I appreciate when my sister sent me the, hey, do you have 8 minutes? That's our thing. I do. What you need? Call, text, FaceTime, let me know, because I'm not close to you. We got to be honest, first of all, with ourselves. But we also got to be honest with the people that are around us that we have already deemed safe. I'm not telling you, please hear my heart when I say, I'm not telling you to go tell Billy, Bob, Joe, and Sam at the corner your business. Not everybody is going to honor, hold, and protect it like they should. But for the ones that you know, trust them. Trust them. I can't say that I'm done with this conversation, but I'm going to leave this conversation right here. Take care of you. You matter. Mind, body, and soul. Mind, body, and soul. Take care of you. Here goes the other part of this conversation that I forgot about. I can often feel some type of way about, let's put better wording, Brittany. I can often feel, is insecure the word? I don't know. I don't know if the word should be insecure or embarrassed. That my testimony isn't like other people's. As I'm reading and as I'm listening, and you're like, oh, they had to go through this. And I'm like, my story doesn't look like that at all. Like I've said on this channel before, the thing that got me close to the Lord at a young age was being in a bus accident at the age of 7. So I found him early. He found me early. He already had me. I found him early. Found out who he was, and it kept me from a young age. So my story doesn't look the same. And then it was like, you hear other people's battles and you're like, how do I tell my testimony after that? You don't worry about it. You tell the testimony that you have, and you don't sugarcoat, and you don't sugarcoat, and you don't hype it up to try to make what you've been through any bigger. Like, there's no way that I can compare my story to the stories of the books that I've been reading lately. No lie. I can tell you that my journey has come through pain and through the physical part of my body. Literally, surgeries have been my story, not me being somewhere else doing something strange for a piece of change. That's just not it. But I've had to release the pressure I put on myself that my story didn't matter because it wasn't as big or as grand or as life-changing as other people. Because I often heard, oh, you don't want the preacher that hadn't gone through nothing because they can't tell you how to do nothing. I can't. I cannot tell you. I can only give you my side of the story. But what I found out is that how my story went down was what I needed for my journey, for the people that were going to be encouraged along my path. Point blank, period. So I pray that gives you some freedom to just be, here's my story. No matter how grand or how different it may be from someone else's, tell your story. Your story matters too, period. And don't try to make it any bigger. Because I promise you, it's moments that's like, oh, could I make something out of this? And it's like, Brittany, why are you trying to make? But it's just like, how I'm supposed to, like, we got Thanksgiving praise service coming up. And although we don't do testimony service like we used to during that service, Baby, if I can't go first, I'm not going at all because it feels like, oh, I haven't had this level of impact. Now, my journey to me has been a struggle, but when you hear it, you be like, Brittany, you ain't been through nothing. And I'm like, my battle has been through my body. My battle has been through my mind. Like all of those things feel different. But now I don't know how to fight. Feel like I would just try to, I don't know. Who knows? That ain't it. I feel like in my heart I would want to windmill. I don't know. But I'm just saying, your story is your story. How God intended it to be. I love that making shirts just does something for me. Like, it is the beautiful break in the busyness of a day. Like, did I finish all of my editing? No. Did I stop and make my shirt orders? Yes. And it was like just a little pick me up that I need. So prayerfully, I can beat FedEx to the stop. That's the goal. And then we're about to go do some test shoots on Christmas backdrop, and then back to the house I go to edit the rest of the night away. It's gonna be good. I just finished watching. Let me tell you, the way I watch Kev on Stage's interviews, and when I tell you the majority of them are legit the same information. Like, I'm to the point where I can tell his story like he tell it. It's crazy, but he was just on the shop and the conversation was good. I enjoyed knowing more about it wasn't even Kev, it was the other guy, Lorel. I knew him just from different interviews. Hold on, I wanted to run it. Now I could have made it. That was a long yellow, but there's too many other people moving around, so it ain't worth it. But I just enjoyed the banter. That's not the word. The banter in that conversation. Yo, I watched his interview with Funny Marco. I don't even know who Funny Marco is, but the podcast was unhinged on so many levels, and it's just like, okay. That's like I wasn't able to make it through 85 South. Their conversation just be, it go wherever it go, but I didn't finish that interview. That's probably the only one I haven't finished with Kev. But everything else, I'm like, as on edge as Kev was after that girl popped out the box. That's how I was. Like, they're not stopping. This is just who Funny Marco is. So I was like, okay. Did it make me go look up Funny Marco? No. But it's okay. I watched the interview with Kev. That's what I did. But I'm just amazed at how everything aligns in conversation. Like, I think I said it the other day, but it's just like, how are all these sermons falling into place? How are the conversations that we're having on Unfolding Thanks lining up with the conversations that I'm listening to in other places? It's a little bit, why spooky been my word lately? It's been a little bit jarring to be like, they're listening. Somebody is listening. But also it feels like it's affirming in the way of, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. So I'm just like, let's go. Let's go. I'm catching all of the lights today. Like what happened that got us off sync? Because I normally be coasting. I normally get caught at the next light. But something is off for us to be catching every single light. That is a pretty Navigator. That thing was pretty. And she was black on black on black. I see you, girl. But y'all, this first test session, man. First of all, you can see the line of I got comfortable because it'd be the extras of feeling more than just like, oh, you made me take pictures. That line happened. And I'm like, what else you got? And she gave me pose after pose after pose. Yeah. Okay, so I got one more on black, and then the garland is last. And then the fun part about that one is they booked for the garland for their actual Christmas pictures, and they're going, what's the word? Formal. So that's why I'm like, I'm ready to see how this thing gonna play out, because it's the battle of the garland versus the moody. We'll see. Okay, so my floor isn't here, so I used the off-white one that I had, which it did not look bad on camera. Here's what I don't like. The very thing that I was talking about that day of being right here, when Dad came center and he had that bow on top of his head, I did not like it. So I ended up putting him here, cropping portrait or here, and it felt better. I'm gonna have to make myself. And I have to watch my words because I was a little more negative than I should have been, and I can acknowledge it. But this was also that test shoot to figure out what's the best, what's the worst, because I ended up having to slide the softbox all the way out. Like, softbox is here when it's normally here-ish. So all of those things matter, but this is why you test, so that you can see. So I'm about to pack up. I'm a little later than I wanted to be, but I'm gonna get it done. Every bit of tired just hit me, and then you get hit with news of another suicide, and then one of my classmates passed away, and then one of my sisters texts with some heavy news. It's just like, it's one of them moments. It's one of them moments. Life is long and short, and you don't know the battles that people are fighting. And then the Cowboys player, people can put a smile on their face and be fighting the world on the inside, and our men as well. It's heavy. It's heavy. I pray for the family. Lord, I need you to comfort. It's tough. It's tough. My Unfolding Thanks prompt for today: what's one lesson from this year that I'm thankful for? I'm actually going to say I'm thankful for the lesson of taking my hands off and allowing the Lord to do what he needs to do. And even in that, what at one point felt like I was behind no longer feels like can I say that it no longer feels like that, or that my perspective on it is different. So yeah, there may be days that it like you see something else and it just brings to your remembrance like, oh, you are 36. And then there's this other side of it that it's like the Lord has the ultimate control. And I've been seeing person after person after person doing things in their 40s, and it's just like, okay, you are not out just because of your age. And as much as we hear you're entering into this and blase and high risk and more all of this, it's just like, okay, and God. And God. And so I think that's the lesson that I'm truly thankful for this year. And one more. What brings me peace when life feels uncertain? Worship. Worship will put me right back in connection with the Lord to be like, when I don't have the words, worship. They were laughing at somebody had posted that we missed the old gospel songs because they would put a whole scripture in a song. And I was just like, but yeah, that's how you got your foundational songs. And so in the middle of the uncertainty, I know who controls all control for me. And he's the peace that surpasses all understanding. I don't know a lot of things. Even today, catching back-to-back news, I don't know. But I do know who knows. And all I can do is pray for my people. So, yeah. If you made it this far in the video, drop me a music note in the comment section. If you have not hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button. We got 2 more days. 2 more days. And I'll see y'all tomorrow for another day of unfolding. Thanks. Love you. Bye.